Alright, so this is how you go about branding your community on Mighty Networks. That is branding your space on Mighty Networks. So come to the space that you want to brand. So I have a couple here that I've just branded lately. I'll just show you some examples. So I have home ownership here. So I have this, I have the color scheme, I have the logo here, and I have like the cover photo, student loans. So you can just see it. I have investing, I have budgeting and saving, I have marriage and money, car buying, and as you can see there's different logos to them, so it looks way more fluid. Also there's also different cover images to them. So I'll just come here, for example, to crypto. I'll come on the gear icon, and then I want to come to colors first of all. So by default I just recommend you choose match network colors so that your whole community is well branded, but you can also give each space a different color depending on your branding. But the important thing mostly is in the imagery. So come to imagery. So you want to upload your logo here. So you have the light mode, so this is the logo on a white background, and then there's the dark mode. So the logo is shown on a dark background when you're using dark mode, as I am doing right now, because Mighty Networks has the light and the dark mode. So you're gonna upload your logo. I have mine here, so the B. You want to change it, I just click on change. Then there's the primary image or video. So this is the image or video that appears on your about page of your web and mobile apps. So the dimensions for this of course are about the same as a YouTube thumbnail, so you can consider this to be the same. In this case I can just upload maybe a picture about crypto and I'll put it there. Since this is a free network, there's no need for that. And then we have this space header brand. So this offers additional branding for its space. It replaces the logo and space name on web and mobile apps. So we have the brand banner over here. Minimum, the dimensions are this, and you can just work with that. And we have finally the space header background image, which I believe is probably one of the most important ones. And we have 2 aspect ratios to it, so we can have it full width, that is thin. So if I click on that, you'll see that this image over here changes a bit. So save it, and then you'll see that it's reduced. It covers the whole page now, and it just shows a fragment of it. So that's one way to go about it. Or I can just come here to imagery and I can make it all, then save, and this is how it's gonna show up now. So I come back to the imagery and I have to upload an image. So the dimensions for it are 1560 by 334. So if you want to create the image here, what I will do is I will come to Canva, and then I'm gonna create an image based off those dimensions. I already have it here, the one I created, so 1560 by 334. So I'll just open mine, and I can share this template with you if you want it. But basically what you're gonna have here is you want a photo that fits inside these dimensions. For example, this is the photo that I used for student loans. So you can see there's a graduate here, and if I come to student loans over here, I have that photo over here. So here is, so if I come here and I go to imagery, you can see it's the same photo that I had here. So this is it. So this is the photo that I used, and you can probably just add a slight variation of your logo if you want at the bottom here. So I added mine with some transparency over in Canvas. So you can see this is about 79 on the level of transparency, so that it doesn't stand out too much, and it still kind of gives it a branded feel. So come back to the imagery, and there is the image, the space header background image. So just in case you want to create the image on Canva for your space, how you create a custom size is you want to open Canva, of course, first of all, and then you want to come to custom size over here, and in my case it's 1560 by 334. So I'll click custom size, and then I'll put in the dimensions here, 1560 by 334, depending on what Mighty Networks recommends. So let's come back to the imagery, and we can see in this case it's 500 by 500, in this case 1920 by 1080, 1155 by 245, and in this case 1560 by 334. So I'll just click on create new design, and it's gonna create a new design with those dimensions for me. Here it is. So then you can just be able to just play around with it and put in the aspects that you want. For example, if I want a photo, let's put that in there, and you can see I have my photo, and this is the same thing that's gonna come over here. So that's how you go around using Canva as well to help you with the Mighty Networks design. For the primary image, I just have this picture of a woman who's graduating. So you can have this, or you can choose not to have it, but this is what shows up in this section over here. So let me just show you. If I come to the discovery over here, and then I come to the top spaces, for example, I click on this. No, this actually is going to be when I click on the collection over here, and I can see all the spaces, and I want to see more details, for example. So I'll come to student loans, over here. Yeah, student loans, and I want to click on more details. Then you can see that this photo over here is the photo that is over here under the primary image or video. So you can have a video or an image, and these are the dimensions, 16 by 9 or 1920 by 1080, which is roughly the same as YouTube thumbnail if you're creating that on Canva. And then we also have these details here, like the description of the community of the space, that is. So that is all stuff that should be inside of the basic section. So you can see student loans, then we have the tagline here, then we have the description, and this is what shows up over here. So whenever people come to the collection and they want to see more detail, click on that, and you see it shows them the image and what this space is about, and they can join. Especially if you're using paid plans, because what I'm showing, the community I'm showing you, is a free plan, so this isn't as relevant. But if you're using paid plans, then you need to be very keen on customizing this primary image over here, because by default people are going to be clicking on it, so they can see, by default people are going to be clicking on this and seeing what the space is about. So they're going to see this image, and they're going to see the description section. So that is pretty important if you're doing a paid community and it's visible from people externally. But if you're just doing a free community, then this space header background is the most important one, but it's important in both, and that's how you go about branding a space for the most part.